Hello, Mike Stelzner.
Martin Shervington, how are you, bro?
Very good. Where are we right now?
Social Media Marketing World 2016.
Yeah. SanDiego.
SanDiego.
At the conference center.
At the SanDiego Convention Center.
Convention center.
3,000 people.
Yeah. And you are the organizer, but you're also your CEO of Social Media Examiner.
Correct.
This is your event, dude.
This is mine, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
3,000 people about an hour ago. Filled a big room downstairs. We talked about all the latest trends in social media. And it's just been amazing. Right now, everybody's in sessions. That's why there's not too many people in here right now.
Well, let's talk about the latest trends. What are the key things that you think people need to pay attention to?
Well, there's
today?
two things. Live video is big.
So we're talking, are we still talking Periscope or are we talking Facebook? Is everybody sort of doubling down on Facebook?
Periscope and Facebook are the two major players in the live video space.
And when we're saying Periscope, Twitter owns Periscope.
Right. So I think it'll probably eventually be called Twitter Live. I wouldn't be surprised because the NFL and Twitter did a deal where they're going to show live football games on Twitter, but they didn't say it was going to be on Periscope. So I think that's a sign of where we're headed. But yeah, live video right now is Periscope and Facebook. And recently, Facebook announced drones. You can now do live video on drones.
Yeah.
And you can do it from desktop with the right software. So we're beginning to see people producing television quality shows live on Facebook, and you can watch them on your mobile device. It's definitely a shift.
So what else, what was the second one before I come more to that?
The second trend is Snapchat.
Yeah. Why?
Why Snapchat?
Yeah.
Well,
because I know you're using it.
Snapchat is, I think the best thing to say is 8 billion daily video views. I don't know if you need to say a lot more than that. With 8 billion people, not 8 billion people, but 8 billion video views a day, mostly in 10-second views, done by only about maybe 150,000. I mean, 150, no, that's not right. 150 million people. That's a big deal. People are spending a lot of time on there. It's an intimate experience.
That's the bit, isn't it? That's what everybody seems to be saying, is that you can have much more of a personal connection with the person.
There is no public interaction on Snapchat at all. Everything is private.
Yeah.
So
and it's temporary. 24 hours for
24
most
hours,
of it?
that's right.
Yeah.
You can publish content to what's called your story, but in 24 hours, each of those little posts essentially evaporate, disappear. And
it had a little bit of a difficult start in terms of the marketing, wasn't it? People like going, okay, this is used for certain demographics. It's changed.
Yeah. Twitter, teenagers, inappropriate stuff, that's how it started, but now it's gone mainstream, and we're seeing radical growth. About 24% of marketers want to understand it.
Yeah.
Most here aren't.
And this is from your stats, from your research about this conference.
We just studied, well, not just this conference, but
the report last year.
We studied 5,100 people, marketers, and that's what the data showed us.
So, Snapchat, hot, Facebook Live. Let's come on to that. If I'm a business, what shall I be thinking about in relation to live streaming?
A live video, if you're a business, is really about content. So this is a content marketing play. It's about doing questions and answers, maybe with your customers live. It's about showing behind the scenes videos of maybe how you make the sausage in the factory. Or it's about maybe bringing experts on to provide commentary to your audience live. It's such a paradigm shift in the minds of so many marketers, because video is hard enough, but the idea that we're doing it live.
Yeah, sure.
Like if this was live, and we had a stream of questions coming in, Martin would say, okay, Jill from Florida is asking this question.
I've got my AR contact lenses in. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But that's where it could be in 20 years' time. But right now, live on Facebook, live on Periscope, it's about the audience.
Right.
So we come to Blab then, which is the other one. It's just different. It's a conversation type platform. You don't tend to be out and about.
I'll tell you, I think live 360 video is coming this year.
So do I. But I at the start of the year, that was my prediction.
Yeah, that was mine too.
But tips for people producing content to get search results.
Yes.
What would you say?
Well, we write a lot of how-to content because we know that people are searching for that.
Yeah.
And in our industry, social media marketers want to know how to use Periscope or how to use Facebook Live. So we create those kinds of headlines.
Yeah.
We create the rich content. We know the search engines want.
So that tends to be long-form content, as
very
it's called.
Much so. 1,000+ words.
Yeah.
But the social signals are also very important. So we empower our readers to share on Twitter, Facebook, and all the other social platforms, because we know that those signals do a couple things. First of all, they send social proof signals to readers. When you see thousands of shares, it sends a signal.
Safety in the numbers of the content.
Maybe I should read it, but it also sends a signal to Google that this content is valuable to people. And when those all kind of work together, you can have great results.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was starting out, and let's say, let's do two scenarios. Small business,
Yep.
which I start, and then let's say a business that isn't on social, turning over 2 million, can afford to put a bit of resource in.
Right.
Where would they start?
Well, start by looking at your competition and say, where are they? You know, because that they've already kind of figured out where that audience is, and if they have the same audience as you, that would be a sign. So if they're all on LinkedIn or Google Plus, and maybe you ought to consider it. Then the next thing you might want to do, and that's easy, you can do that in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Next thing you can do, which is a little more time consuming, is you could ask your customers existing, or just interview prospects, you know, and say, where are you hanging out on the social channels?
Yeah.
Get that data, but start with just one. Start with one, master it, and then move on to the next. Don't try to be everywhere.
Do you think that's the same for small business and medium business? And we'll come up to enterprise then as well. And
well, if you're a bigger business and you have money, you can afford to go out to specialists and hire them, which is probably better. You know, I would rather go out and hire the Martin Shervingtons of the world to figure these things out. I would, because I can afford it. You know what I mean? And rather than try to dabble.
Well, you do that, and I've seen you do that over the time. You know, you find that the people who can not only write content, but also then serve you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next 6 months, what do you think we should pay attention to there? We've done live streaming. Anything else?
I think the Messenger platform is big.
Yeah.
Facebook just announced a Messenger ecosystem that's essentially coming out, which allows people to, you can create your own bots now to auto answer questions in the Messenger platform.
Yeah.
Messenger is definitely going to be a big area of focus in the next 6 months.
So we're moving from this IM type thing into this almost the assistant idea starting to come in a bit more, but it's open.
It's also artificial intelligence too.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, and let's be honest, while we're at it, virtual reality is hot too.
Yeah.
Definitely, I forgot to mention that with Oculus Rift and Samsung Gear VR and all these kind of things. You know, this stuff is game changers. And it's much more complicated. The enterprises are going to be the first ones to adopt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, man. We come to learn from you, from everyone else. Be part of it. It's
Awesome.
good. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for spending time.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure.